what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster of ProForgeRacing bringing you my 20th Forger review, Hank Valmont. Hank Valmont, you may have seen him before in some of our contest videos. I think he ended up winning one of them. He's been in the top 5 in almost every one of our contests. He makes incredible Slayer maps. Today I'm showing you the 5 that are in his file share, which are his 5 best maps. This first one is called Bebop. It's a symmetrical Slayer map. All his maps are compatible for Free-for-All Slayer, Team Slayer, Infection, Capture the Flag, and Oddball. They're pretty much compatible for everything. I'm not sure about Invasion, and obviously not Race. But other than that, they're pretty much compatible for everything. They're really fun maps, all of Hank's maps. I love them, and that's why he always gets, up high in our contests. But here's a little bit of gameplay on Bebop. This map's pretty fun. I played Free-for-All Slayer on most of his maps. I just usually, when I check out Slayer maps, I just end up putting Free-for-All Slayer maps. I put Free-for-All Slayer on. Hank said, though, that most of his maps are better for teams. So for the later maps in the video, I ended up doing some Team Slayer, but for the first couple ones I did just free-for-all. So if this doesn't look like, they are pretty good for free-for-all, but they're even better for teams. So if you don't think this free-for-all looks great, just know that it's even better when you play with teams. But this map is a lot of fun. It's colorful. A lot of his maps are actually pretty colorful. He uses a good use of the lights, and I don't know, it's just the way he uses like kill balls and stuff. Normally I hate kill balls. Not only just in racetracks do I hate them, I kind of hate them in general, in Slayer maps and stuff too. But Hank does it fairly discreetly, like, it's not like kill balls, there's 20 of them surrounding the whole map. There's just, one that's kind of like the center of the map. Right there, if you saw that hole kind of where there was water on the ground, Hank, in a lot of his Slayer maps, he'll put traps, just like a little spot in the floor where there's a hole, so you just walk in and you fall. So I think I started off this game with -1 or 2. But anyways, here's me, ripping it up with the sniper, missing most of my shots. There we go, there's a hit. But anyways, yeah, this is a really fun map. I like it. It's not as fun as some of his newer ones. His newest one, Showtime, which will be the last map I show in this, is really fun. I like his newer maps, but this is one of his really good ones, so definitely give that one a download. This is another one of his good maps. Apparently he said this one I think is better for Infection. This one's called Raider. I think this is his only one out of the ones in his file share that hasn't made it into one of our contests. Right here, again, are his traps. They look like little rooms, and then you walk in, and the floor is a shield, so I wanted to show that so you guys don't make the same mistake I made like 4 times. But anyways, this map's really cool. The buildings in this map are pretty realistic looking. He's got like tables and stuff inside. Right there, there's tables and chairs set up. So it's cool, because a lot of people, people who make machinimas or whatever, they'll just make aesthetic maps. Aesthetic maps meaning maps that look realistic and they have aesthetics or scenery. And a lot of people will just make, cool buildings with, good scenery that look realistic, so you could use it in like machinimas. For those of you who don't know, machinimas are like, it's like role play almost. Like people make like videos like, of like people in a town or whatever. That's what machinimas are. I don't know, I've never made one. But anyways, Hank kind of does a good job, because a lot of people won't make those like actually compatible for real gameplay, and then a lot of people who make maps that are just for gameplay, they don't really look like anything, they're just kind of cool Slayer maps. But Hank does a good job of throwing them together. He makes like cool aesthetic features, like, he had actual like tables and chairs set up in his Slayer maps that are very playable, and so I really like that about him. That's something that's unique about his maps. And if you guys ever get the chance to play with Hank Valmont, you should take that chance, because Hank is a lot of fun. He's got contagious laughter, and he's a funny guy. and he's a really, really good forger. So definitely, try and play with him if you can. Every time Hank's in the game, I'm always in a good mood because he's just one of those happy people. But anyways, here's some gameplay on the map. Cookie Monster ripping it up in Slayer. Well, not really. Not that I ever really do. But, yeah, took out that bitch with the sword, and then got taken out myself, of course. Anyways. This map is awesome. I think this is my favorite of all his maps, actually. Not his newest one. This map is called Berserk. It is a symmetrical map. Here's the indoor base part, and as you can see in this one too, there's some tables and stuff inside. There's indoor bases, there's the roof of the bases which are outdoor, and then there's a tower on each map, a sniper tower, and those are kind of the center of the map. I forgot to show in the overview, there's a bottom actually. There's like little thin paths on the underside of the map too that you can get down to. Right there, you can kind of see them when I'm looking down at them. I kind of head down to one, which connects the base to base. But the key to this map pretty much is Sniper Tower. That it seems like everyone, again, I'm playing free-for-all on a map that's more so meant for teams, but at least in free-for-all, everyone tries to go for the Sniper Towers. Not necessarily just for the sniper rifle itself, it's just the center of the map, and it's kind of key to, maintaining everything. Maintaining control, I guess, of the map. But, anyways, the reason I only chose to do 5 of Hank's maps is because, A, they're his 5 best, B, they're the ones that were in his file share, and I didn't, feel like inviting Hank and having him put on all his maps that he made, the good and the bad. Because usually I like to show all the maps people have made so you can see the transition from their older bad maps to their newer incredible maps. And I like to, get everything they've done in there so people can see and appreciate all the maps you've made. That's why I like to do that for my reviews. And I like for people to see, oh wow, I'm a bad forger. That's why I don't get a review. But as you can see, these people once started off as potentially, bad forgers, but they've worked their way up to making incredible maps. So I've never really played that many of Hank's older maps. His newest map called Showtime, I know I've played the older version of that, which was one of our runners-up in the very first contest. Runners-up, excuse me. And that was called Showdown. But I'm not sure, and that was even really good, so I don't think he has any bad old maps. But the reason I'm only showing a couple of his maps are because they're his best, they're the ones in his file share, and this way you can actually see like a couple minutes of gameplay on each. Because a lot of the times people have like 15 maps, and I only get 15 minutes. We're not partnered with YouTube, which means we don't get partners with YouTube get money for their videos, and so they can have it any length they want. They can have 2-hour videos if they want, but we aren't partners, so we only get 15-minute videos. So usually I only get to show, like 30 seconds of gameplay on Slayer maps and stuff. But I'm glad now I can show you a lot more. Here's me being a little bitch, camping with a shotgun in the sniper tower. I'm sure some of you MLG freaks are like, wow, Cookie Monster's a noob. That's probably why he's only a captain grade 3. I'm a hero or a mythic, whatever the hell they have out there now. I don't like to play a lot of matchmaking in Reach. I just feel like Halo 3, it's like the more wins you had, the better you were, the higher level you were, like 1 through 50. And in Reach, I just feel like it's the more you play, the more you level up, pretty much. I know you get more credits for winning and stuff, but still, I'm just not a huge fan of it, personally. But anyways, this map is really fun. I like it a lot. It's symmetrical, it looks nice, it plays nice, it's good for free-for-all, and I'm assuming since it is symmetrical and stuff, it's great for teams. There's bases, there's sniper towers, there's shotguns, there's snipers, I think there's rockets on the very bottom. I might be wrong. But, I'm not a Slayer guy. I don't go and look for, weapon placement. It's more RLD Hot Tamales thing. Anyways, here we are on his map, Line Barrel. Like most of his maps, they're compatible for Assault, Capture the Flag, Infection, Juggernaut, Oddball, and Slayer. Alright, I'm looking at the description of it now. That's what all his maps are compatible for. But this is a really cool map. It's pretty big. It's more, I think it's bigger than a lot of his, and it's more outdoorsy than a lot of his. Like his first, well, actually not more outdoorsy, I guess. I guess just the same. Some of his maps, they're like, there's a lot of like buildings, and the focus is more so indoor. But I think the focus of this one's more so outside. It's a huge symmetrical map with a couple different levels and stuff. Right here, I start spawning on the one of the middle levels, like the second or third level. But anyways, this is a really, really nice map. We had a lot of lag in our game here because we just had like 16 people in their shitty connection. But I had good connection because I was the host, so you can see me finally doing well in Slayer because I'm playing against a bunch of people with horrible connection. I mean, just because I'm a pro. That's why I'm doing so well. But, anyways, I like this map a lot. I like that little tunnel that I just died in. The bases are pretty cool, too. Like most of Hank's maps, you know, the bases are pretty thought out. You know, he didn't just put like a pre-made building or two down and call it done. That's another thing I like about Hank's maps a lot. Hank doesn't just use the pre-made buildings. A lot of the times you'll see that and you'll just think, you know, once in a while it's respectable, but when you see people just constantly using pre-made buildings, it's just kind of a sign of laziness. You know, they don't make their own buildings, and I know I've used them and stuff, like in my city maps and stuff, but for his Slayer maps, I guess it's a bigger deal. But he doesn't use too much of the pre-made buildings. Hank mostly makes his own buildings, and so they have way cooler designs. Their designs are cooler, and they just look better. They look more like, you know, houses or buildings than these, like, weird, you know, Halo buildings. But I really like that map. This map is Showtime. This is his newest map. It's not a remake. Yeah, it's not a V2 of Showdown. It's a remake, sort of. It's just got the same type of feel to it. It's in the Coliseum. It has a big central area. And on the bottom floor here, in each of the corners and on the sides, there's a lot of little buildings. I think that's pretty cool about this. That on the bottom floor, there's like a ton of little buildings. And then the top floor is mostly like staircases and hallways and stuff. Or the top floors, I should say. And he has what almost looks like a little like racetrack at the top there. I think that's pretty cool. It's just like a circle made out of inclines. Anyways, here you can watch me try and take on the entire blue team. Doesn't go over too well for Cookie. Never does in Slayer. But anyways, a lot like Showdown, this map's really colorful. It's in the Coliseum. It's crazy, if I can say that. It's got multiple levels. A lot of like staircases to climb and stuff. I just got shotgunned in the asshole. Now I know what it feels like to be sodomized. But yeah, it's got a lot of levels, a lot of stairs, lots of hallways. Not like indoor, you know, compacted hallways, just like pathways, I guess. It almost reminds me of like a ginormous Halo 3 MLG map. Just because it's like symmetrical and there's like hallways and stuff. I was never a huge fan of MLG and Halo 3, probably because I sucked at it, but anyways. As you can see here, I finally got teams, because this map is more for Team Slayer. And usually I play free-for-all maps on people's Team Slayer maps, which I'm sure, you know, makes them look exactly how they're supposed to. But anyways, this map was really good for Team Slayer. I'm assuming it's going to be great for free-for-all too. And again, it's compatible for all the game types, pretty much, that Hank's maps are normally compatible for. hankvalmont is awesome, and so are his maps, and so you need to go download all of them. 5 of them, these ones, are in his file share. Hank has made a lot more maps than that, though, so if you want him to put on his maps and you want to play with him, he's a really fun guy. Message him, and, you know, invite him to your game. Hank's a nice guy. I'm sure he'll join and put on all his maps. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll have more reviews and videos coming soon. Thank you.